Hello everyone, it's Crimini and Tina.
Hi.
Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day and that you're in the best of health.
Yes, with health as always being most important. And we'd like to start off by first welcoming all of our new subscribers.
And these that are thinking outside of the box.
Yes. So we have done a few videos that we just want to go over some things that we've learned and clarify some things for you guys, our subscribers, because we want to make sure you're always getting the most accurate as well as the most precise information.
Right, which is all important.
So you and I did a video about insurance, mainly health insurance. And we've also done another one on either getting health insurance, do you really need it? Or do you want to chance it or have no health insurance because the prices are so low here?
Right.
So there are two ways to look at it. But we have been increasingly getting a lot of emails from people who are saying, hey, I would love to chance no insurance, but I'm up in age, which, you know, even you and I have talked about.
Right.
It's something we're actually facing because the body, by nature, deteriorates as you get older.
Right.
So the need for medical insurance becomes even more important when you start getting up in age. Well, we also did a video, so I'm going to kind of go hand in hand with the video on health insurance, and we did a video on planning. You know, getting your ducks kind of in a row, preparing for retirement. We have tons of videos just talking about the things you should think about, the steps you should take. And I don't know if everybody is paying attention when they're paying attention to all that, to how their age is going to factor into that.
Big time.
So that brought about this video, which is about age and health insurance. Because we had a viewer that reached out that said, hey, I looked up Universal, got on the phone, and they said that because I'm in my 60s, I cannot get coverage with Universal, that they stop at 59. So we made a phone call to our insurance broker to see if that's actually the truth, and if it is, what can you guys do about it, those that have waited late in life to start planning on their move to the DR.
Right.
Now, we are just talking about the Dominican Republic because Universal Insurance is just here in the DR, and that's who we have, so that's who the subscriber wanted to go with because of the great coverage you and I get.
Right.
So yes, it is true that Universal or Universal will only cover you if you're 59 and older. Once you hit that 60 mark, they don't cover you anymore. So I asked Ramona Aristi, which is the insurance broker, who all her information will be underneath this video, and Carlos Baez, her associate, his information will be under also, and their Instagram and phone numbers that you can contact them through WhatsApp, unless you have a Dominican number, and then you can contact them straight. But what should you do? What if you're one of those people who waited until 60 plus? Well, here's the thing. Get your ducks in a row because you are almost uninsurable by 70. So those of you guys that are knocking on 70's door, yet you still haven't taken the leap, you're still pondering when you're coming out here, you better get on that horse real quick, because she has nobody and does not know of any insurance company at 70 plus that will insure you. Now, does that mean that if you get Universal at, like, say 40s or 50s, when you turn 70 you're uninsurable? No, because as long as you're in by that date of your age, you're in for life. You could hit 120, you're insured because you started your insurance early. We're insured, we started early. You see what I'm saying? So if you hit 70 though, and you're getting an initial insurance policy, yeah, it's not going to happen. She can't even think of one company, but she does have two, and we're going to just talk about one of them because one of them is actually a worldwide insurance company, which is Bupa, B-U-P-A. The other one, unfortunately, I cannot think of the name of because it was late at night and I didn't take notes. He told me to take notes, but I was bad and I didn't take notes. But she said that what it is like Bupa, since they will insure you in other countries, and we'd like to give you guys the extra added information in case, hey, DR is not your place that you're going to end up at. Say you're going to end up in some other country. Bupa is pretty worldwide. There's a lot of countries that they cover. So if you're looking older to retire or finally take a break from the crazy box called the United States,
right,
and you want to move abroad, Bupa might be the alternative for you. Now, the only thing I would say is I would have an agent to look at the rates for you, only because sometimes they get preferential rates and they can help you maneuver the whole thing of, okay, what if I take this deductible? And because Bupa also covers you when you're in the United States, you can say, well, I'm not really going to plan on being in the United States, meaning I'm going to go abroad full time. And I might just be visiting my kids, and I just want to make sure that my deductible is high, but my rates are low, because I don't really see myself either going or being in the United States to where I'll be using the bulk of my medical. Then I would say go with Bupa. And for example, if none of this makes sense to you, they have a $1,000, $2,000, up to $5,000 dollar deductible that you could take. We say, well, what does that affect? Well, obviously, the higher deductible, the lower rate that you would pay monthly.
Right.
Now, the deductible only comes into play when you're in the United States, meaning you could be here in the DR and have no deductible, which is in your advantage. And then when you go to the US, if you were to fall ill or end up hospitalized, you would have to pay that deductible before, the insurance would incur the rest of the costs. So that's why I said, if you know you're going to be abroad the majority of the time, you know that you're never going to go back to the US, or it's just going to be for small visits. So or hoping that your medical emergencies won't happen in the US. They'll happen wherever you decide to retire abroad, whatever country. That's what I love about Bupa. That's probably why that's stuck in my head too, because they are like all over.
Worldwide.
Then you would take the higher deductible. If not, if you're scared, if you know you're going to be going to the US a lot, you might want to take the lower deductible, $500, $1,000, whatever. But in the event, in any event, I should say, you should always talk to a insurance professional. Don't you agree?
I agree 100%.
That can just kind of help you navigate and
I
get
agree.
a better quote.
Yeah, because the more you know, the more you're in the know. But what more you don't know could, in fact, just throw you off and throw your finances off as well.
So this is kind of like, kind of a dual video. It's, insurance rates are harder to get when you're over 60, but it's not impossible.
Right.
But you also, I think, need to start looking into getting it together. Meaning, if you know you're going to end up here, like we knew we were going to end up here.
Right, absolutely.
So we didn't wait. I said, hey, I'm almost 50 and you're in your 50s. Let's get out there. Let's start getting our insurance. Let's get this bank account open. Let's get this phone. Like, we were on it because we meant business.
Right.
And all these people who, I hate to say it, have kind of hesitated. Now they're crying about it because they're like, oh my God, I hesitated. Now what? And it's like, all right, then you got to really make the push to get things done. Or you have to say to yourself, if you're not in that category yet and you're thinking about it and you're like us in our 40s and 50s, you got to say, I'm going to be proactive and I'm going to get this all done before I get boots on the ground.
Right. And I wonder with these new rates, Tina, will they have to take a physical to qualify, even after 60?
She did not mention it to me. You would have to, information underneath, talk to her and see. For us, we made it before. That's why before is crucial. If you get out here before you're 50, there is no, for Universal at least, there was no need for a physical exam.
Which is very, very important. So you guys heard it first from us, and we don't want to tell you one thing, and then you go somewhere else and you hear it different, and you really shocked out and said, well, they told me, Kirby and E and Tina told me on the channel it was like this and this was like that, and it was something totally different. Because
we are not insurance professionals, and that's why we have Ramona and Carlos at your disposal to ask the questions that are pertinent. So reach out to them. They said they'd be happy to answer any questions, to get quotes together for people who have maybe unique needs or are just looking for a good deal.
Now, one more thing I want to mention, Tina, into this video. If you're old and you're sickly, you don't want to move out there in the bios way away from the hospitals.
Oh, you're saying like up in the mountains?
Up in the mountains, way up in there, where they got to use machetes and cut down trees
being
and
exaggerative.
all that stuff
I get your
just
point.
to get to you, because that's, you're going to have special needs, seriously.
Right.
And nobody's Superman. I'm not Superman. She's not Superman.
Right.
And at some point, old man time will begin to work on your age, and you start having problems, high blood pressure, hypertension, stuff like that.
Well, I would think that people like that would know that because they have to see a doctor normally, and because they need to see the doctor regularly, they already know that they need to be near hospitals and their doctor checkups, I would hope. I mean, if you're doing it out in the U.S., why wouldn't you do it here?
Right. But some people don't have that in mind when they move here. They want to move, far away from everybody. They want to have a little house, a little tree, just so it can blow.
You can have that here.
Right, you can have that here, but you can have that in Santiago. But I'm not sure, because if you hang it out, if you plant your house and get all your business taken care of, and you way out in the middle of nowhere, the boonies, and you have to get to the hospital, it could be, God forbid, a heart attack or something like that, something wrong with you.
Well,
just keep that in mind, that you're gonna need emergency care, and some of these roads are really not the best traveled fast.
Right.
We haven't gotten that road, that 25-minute road from here to Puerto Plata yet. They're working on it.
So to just clear that all up, that would go back to one of our videos where we said, when you're preparing and you're getting ready to make that move out here, always rent and know that you're comfortable with what you're close to and that it has everything that you need. So with that, I would say that you got a lot of videos to watch. Watch the video on do I need insurance or not, because we can cover prices and what it is to be insured and what it is to be uninsured. And also look at the videos that we did about insurance in general and health insurance here in the DR.
And at the end of the day, it's your choice.
Exactly. Your money,
get
your body.
insurance or not to get insurance. That is your question.
Yes, but just don't forget that to remember that your age is going to play a factor, and that if you are on the fence, you may stay so long that you snooze and you will definitely lose, and then you will end up having to stay in that box of a country called the United States, because that's who that's who we always compare the rates with.
Right.
And that because you'll have Medicare, you might get stuck there forever. So
you don't want that.
yeah, not with the prices.
You do
of
not
everything
want
else.
the healthcare inside the box. So, in the meantime, between the time, always remember that life is to be enjoyed.
Yes, and we want to say again thank you and hello to all the new subscribers, but make sure that if you haven't, you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit notifications if you want to get notified on this and all the other videos that we have out. Always remember, hit that thumbs up. That is a free and easy way to patron the channel. We always have all information, like what you'll need to know and who to ask underneath the videos, like always. And thanks to all that have patroned. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. So, until next video, peace.